Dean, this is the day that the Lord has made,
Yes.
and we have a really great
We
interview.
got a
And
dope one today.
and I got questions. I don't have a beef today,
Oh, no beef
but
today?
no beef. But
So
I got
you woke up on
yeah,
the right side of the
yeah.
bed
But
this
I got
morning, huh?
questions. I got questions,
Okay.
and I'm looking for advice. And
Right.
when you bring a guru into
Oh yeah.
the room, you have
Yeah.
to ask the questions while you got them there.
Right.
And I want y'all to tell a friend to get on, listen,
Yeah.
play it back because you ain't gonna be able to get these services for free 99. But y'all tuned in today, so you're gonna
Right.
get a little blessing
Right.
on this morning. Robert Earl
Yes.
Dean, who do we have with us on this morning?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're so honored, and many of you know all across the world that watch our show and tune in. We look for people to talk to and converse and to introduce to our listening viewers, and we want them to know about people that are making major moves in our world and in our culture. And this gentleman is doing some really big things. I am one of his customers. I'm a faithful customer, and this gentleman gets results. He has an upscale barbershop with the elite of the elite in California. Ladies and gentlemen, he's an entrepreneur. He has his own show, The Late Night Barber Talk with Garrick Dixon. Ladies and gentlemen, Garrick Dixon. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show.
Amen, brother. Amen.
We're so glad to have
Amen.
you.
I felt the blessings. Y'all made up for me not going to church yesterday, so I feel good.
Well, we just gonna get right into it.
Yes.
Who are you?
Who you be?
Where you come from?
Yes.
Was you cutting hair before you had your license? All those good stuff. Just
So a
introduce
bootleg, a
yourself.
bootlegger?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is not,
yeah, oh yeah. Well, I was sent here from God. That's the message this morning.
Right.
I'm Garrick Dixon. For those of y'all who don't know me, I'm a barber in Los Angeles. I'm a product owner, as your gracious host told you. I have my own men's hair grooming products, Dixon 1737. A lot of people ask me what the 1737 stands for. It stands for the beginning. I started cutting hair at 12 years old
Wow.
at 1737 Albert Drive in Maryland. So I took it back to where it all began, full circle. So I was that 12-year-old kid cutting everybody's hair. By the time, like my junior year, I was cutting everybody's hair. I'm talking about in school, about 20 to 25 kids on Saturdays and about probably 7 during the week. So I was, as you can see, I was pretty busy. Went to college, got my business degree in business management, worked in corporate America, moved to Los Angeles 2002, doing comedy, working at a barbershop as well. Started cutting a lot of celebrities here because they came in my barbershop: Idris Elba, Terrence Howard, Dave Chappelle, Tony Rock, Earthquake, Sean Kingston. That's just to name a few. So then in like 2019, I was like, you know what? Everybody was asking me like what products to use and everything in their hair. And I would just tell them to go to the grocery store and just get some generic stuff. A lot of y'all remember we used to go to the grocery store and get something called hair food.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all remember, it was literally called hair food. So then I was like, you know what, man, let me stop putting this money into these other people's pocket and let me create my own. So in 2019, around 18, that's when I flirted with the idea. 10 months later, I had my own product line and been moving ever since. And I'm also known for doing like the funny barbershop videos on YouTube. Got over 111 million views for doing like funny barber videos blended with haircut tutorials and also showing you hair care routines and how to improve your hair. So that's who I be.
So he's an educator
yeah.
of hair. He's not like just a regular barber. This guy has product that works because I use his leave-in conditioner, and it's awesome.
Well, he reminds me a lot of Case Glenn, who actually is a comedian and an actor who went to Hollywood and worked in the barber shop and worked on sets, and now he's all over the country with Nick and everybody
right,
else. Yeah, so we know that it can be done. But I came on as I needed some consulting today because
Okay.
see here's situation, bro. I'm happily married, praise the Lord, and so anything that I do, I always go to my wife and say, babe, this is what's going on, and I need you to go find me something. But I might be able to come back today with an answer.
Oh,
So
yes,
you
you
don't
got
have to
one.
find it.
Oh yeah, oh
So
yeah, oh you definitely got an answer. Go ahead.
so peep this out. I keep my hair cut short, and
Yeah.
I like to get the little waves in it, right? But what I'm finding out is that the different products that I use to create the waves also comes down on my face and make my face greasy. Is there
Okay.
any type of product that you can put in your hair that will still give you the dope waves but won't give you the greasy face?
Well, the product that you can use is Dixon 1737 leave-in conditioner.
Yes, sir.
Curls, shines your hair, enhances your waves,
Yes, it
and
does.
also doesn't put grease on your forehead. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. When you go, because I have oily skin too. I have oily skin too, and sometimes you'll use a product and you look in the mirror and it looks like you just stepped outside the rain.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I don't want that feeling. So with my leave-in conditioner, it doesn't give you that feeling. It's like product in your hair, but also with the naturalness too. So and one thing, it has a coconut smell. It smells good. We all grew up as black folks, which we are on here, with that cocoa smell, and that's what we're used to smelling. So everybody that uses it, they always first thing they say is, "Ooh, I love the smell." So it smells good. It'll definitely work on your hair. It'll enhance your waves and continue to brush your hair. I can tell you brush your hair because you have waves.
Yeah.
And do you wear do rag at night?
Not at night, just in the morning when I sit.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because okay, it's not necessarily because as long as you got the waves. Like if you didn't have waves,
Yeah.
then I would recommend wearing a do rag at night. But as long as you brush your hair
Yeah.
and you put the product in your hair, you'll be good to go. And you don't. And another thing, do you use your conditioner every day?
Yes.
You don't need to.
Okay.
You don't need to. You can only because you probably. I'm looking at your hair now. Your hair looks like a 4A. I don't know if y'all know our black people. Our hair is a 4 type. There's like 4 different hair types. So a lot of black folks is 4A, 4B, and 4C.
Okay.
I can look at your hair and tell it's a 4A. 4A is like somewhat curly. 4B is like more kinky, and 4C is Nigerian hair, which is really really kinky.
Okay.
So but I can look at your hair type right now and tell it's a 4A. So you only need to put product in your hair like every 2 or 3 days. You can continue to do it every day, but it's not necessary.
Okay. So, as we go about this, where do we get your product? Do we have to roll
Okay.
to LA? How we do that?
Okay, there's several different places you can get it now. I would prefer go to Dixon's, Dixons, 1737.com. I would prefer that because I make more money
Yes.
Yeah.
when you go to my website.
Yes.
But also you can go to Amazon.
Uh-huh.
You can go to Amazon.com, type in Dixon 1737.com or whatever you want, type it in, and the product will come up. And now, newly formed, you can go to Walmart. Just got into Walmart. You can go to
Okay.
Walmart, put in Dixon 1737 leave-in conditioner. That will pop up, and you can get it from Walmart as well.
So let me ask you this question. Now, I know barber shops is what they say is the black man's country club.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tell me, are you in a physical establishment still? Are you on the road? What if we wanted to do a pop-up in San Diego? How would that work?
Oh, well, right now I'm in, I have my own barber suite in Burbank. I was in a barber shop in North Hollywood. That was the one where we used to do like all the funny videos. And I still currently do videos in my own suite, but I have a single man suite. It's more private and exclusive. And as your host said, upscale. You get the
Appointment.
best, you get the best service. When you walk in, you see a receptionist.
Right.
So I have my own physical location. And if I was out in San Diego, I would definitely do a pop-up. Or if you guys want to pop up out here, then and you come out to LA, you come to Burbank, you can pop up and sit your asses down in my barbershop and we'll shoot this. Because you guys using the Lord, I'm going to watch my language. We'll shoot the crap.
Yeah.
You will shoot the crap. I'll
Right.
keep it PG.
Right.
Now, for us upwardly mobile brothers, when we come to your shop, Do we get champagne or ginger juice?
I do have Long Island ice waters.
Right.
So
Right.
I kept the alcohol out the shop because I don't want it to be a situation, and I will feel guilty because I love all my clients. Because some dudes want to take one shot, but one shot might turn into two or three,
To
and I can
10.
kind of regulate that.
Yeah.
But I don't want anybody to leave my establishment and get in a car accident,
Right.
get a DUI, or,
Right.
I don't want any, especially because I'm in Burbank.
Right.
In
Yeah.
Burbank, the pigmentation is a lot lighter than ours.
Correct.
So we are a few there. So I don't want any reason for my brothers to get pulled over by the lighter pigmentation people, and they smell alcohol in their breath, and then it could be a warning or a DUI, or they get in an accident and they blame it on the alcohol. So I kind of kept that out my shop. But we do have great conversations over some water.
That's wisdom.
Our treatment, you get all that stuff.
That's wisdom. That's wisdom.
So let me ask you this question. I'm gonna say for the full kit, do you do facials at the same time, or you just do the cuts?
Oh yeah, no, I do it all. I do I do massages, the facials. I mean, we do. I wash your hair, everything. Now there's certain. I have different packages.
Correct.
That come. I got different packages.
See, that's what I want to get to, the packages. Let's talk about the packages.
I do it all. Say again.
Let's talk about the packages, because I need to find out if I can bring cash or credit card, because
Hey man, I got everything. I got my own app, so you can pay before you come.
all right.
Told you.
I take Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and everything, but I got my own app, and you can look at the packages and pick which one that you want. My most popular one is the $66 package, which is the haircut and the hair wash.
Okay.
So that's my most popular one. But then, you got upscale packages. We can get the steam, you get the hot towel treatment, you get the massage, and all that stuff. So, it's a full service, baby.
A full service.
Black men, we love to look good and feel good. So
Right.
when you leave my establishment, you're going to look good and you're going to feel good. And when you feel good, as Dion would say, they pay good and they play good.
There you go.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Now, what made you want to get into cutting hair as a profession?
Okay. I was a kid because it's funny. I was talking to my father about this last night. My brother is 4 years older than me. And my brother, he was cutting his own hair. And so when I started cutting my own hair, I thought it was good at first. It was a bowl cut. Like I thought a bowl cut was a perfect haircut. So then when I started cutting myself, then I go outside, tell my friends I cut hair. And it kind of just fell on me, man, because next thing you know, I started cutting everybody's hair in school and I'm getting paid. And it just stuck with me in college. I was like, all right, I'm still cutting hair, and then got a job at a barbershop on the weekends. So it was just, and man, it was God's work. Like it was just something that just came to me. I can't even explain it. It just was there.
Well, let me. Can I deal with the rumor I heard?
You always got a rumor.
Yeah, let me just deal with the rumor that I heard. Rumor that I heard was you was making more money cutting hair than the dope dealer was on the street corner, so everybody was trying to hang out with you because your pockets was fat.
Hey, it's so truth to that because in high school, like, because that's one thing. You're very knowledgeable, man. It's some truth because I didn't have to, I never wanted to sell drugs. I mean, because we were younger, man. Unfortunately, a lot of the drug dealers got to play and all that junk and everything. And I hate to say, and I come from the suburbs. So where I came from, people didn't even have to deal drugs. They just dealt drugs just to look good and fit in and just to be fly. But I chose another route. I was cutting hair, but I would bring money like I was a drug dealer. I had the big wad of cash, the 20 on the top with a bunch of ones. And I'm with my polo shirt. I got a pager. I had the drug dealer's accessory without the drugs. But my clippers was my drugs. But like you said, I mean, I'm cutting some of the drug dealers' hair, in high school. So for me, it was just like, man, I don't need to go that route. And I never wanted to add to the destruction of black folks.
Right.
That was always my thing. I tried once. I sold crack once, and it wasn't for me. Like, I sold the crack to him. I was with my best friend, Earl, rest in peace. I went there, sold the crack to him. Then 35 minutes later, he called us again. I threw the crack in. He gave me the $20. And I looked at him. I said, hey, man, you don't need to be doing this, man. Stop doing this. This is bad for you. So I didn't have the heart to be a drug dealer.
That's not your character.
I sold it once, and I knew it wasn't for me.
That's not your character.
So-
It's not my character.
So tell me this. You know, you grew up in the suburbs. You said you talked to your dad yesterday, so I would say mom and dad around.
Yeah, well, my mom did see she died in 1990, and you don't have to say sorry. Everybody always says I'm sorry. She lived a good life. She died in 2006. Pop's still alive. They were married until she died. Pop's remarried, so yeah.
So let me
Two
ask you this.
parent home.
You know, two parent home.
Yeah.
Who bought you your first clippers, and when did your daddy trust you enough to let you cut his hair?
Hey man, those are two good questions. The first pair of clippers my father had because I was a kid. He used to cut our hair.
Okay.
So he was giving us like that's one of the reasons why I started cutting hair because he was telling us like we was the kids in the kitchen, you know, put down the newspaper,
Right.
sit down in the chair. And I remember the movie, I think it was Breaking. It was Breaking. And it was Ozone. Remember Ozone had it was Ozone or Turbo that had the hot top.
Yes.
And I wanted the hot top. And he was like, oh yeah, I can do that for you. Oh my God, man, dude, my father cut my hair. Bro, I look like a unicorn. Like, he telling me I went outside, you know, little black kids
Right.
killing me, bro. Like
Right.
they are killing me.
Yeah.
And so my brother, he started cutting his, and then I started cutting mine. So we already had a pair of clippers, but I remember when I bought my first pair, because I took the money that I made, you know, from the clippers. And when I bought my first pair, bro, man, I'm smiling now. Like to me, that was like, I think probably $30, $40. And there was a pair of Wall Super Taper clippers. And for me, that was heaven, you know, just to get my own. And then I was a dude in high school. I had these expensive clippers, that Oster 111s. And I think back then they were like $79, $80. And I'm like, yo, man, y'all getting y'all haircut with the $70 clippers. And they're like, man, yeah, I want the $70 clippers. And that was like a big deal, bro. Like that was huge.
So when did your dad trust you to cut his hair?
Okay, now my father, I'm running a full business out of that basement. I'm talking about kids in and out. He didn't trust me to cut his hair. I didn't do it all through high school. It wasn't until college. It wasn't until I was in college, and I'm already working in the barbershop. And honestly, man, I think something happened to his barber, bro. And then I think something happened with
He
his
needed
barber.
you.
It did. He needed me. Then he trusted me. So I think I was probably around 20, about 20 when I started cutting his hair.
So here, this is not my last question, but this is another one. This is leading up to this.
Yeah.
You have hair product line. Are you planning to come out with your own designer clippers?
You know, I didn't, but they, you know what, they have so many. It's kind of weird because there's so many hair grooming products. So the answer is there's so many clippers that I didn't want to come out with my own.
Right.
But then it's a good question because now I'm flirting with the idea of coming out with my own. And I think in my business plan, because my business plan, I got 15 products already. In my business plan, I think I did have a pair of clippers in there. So it probably won't be like anytime soon, maybe within 2 or 3 years. But I'm going to try to I'm going to make it look good. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be something real nice.
See, I think that one of these big clipper makers going to call you up and say, we're going to need you to have a signature clipper with us.
Yeah,
And then you'll be able to write your Nike deal with them and say, okay, and
right.
everybody be trying to get it because they see it online.
And that's what I would do. Like you said, I would more so want to do a signature deal instead of creating like my own. I would more so want to do a signature deal because it's a lot of other popular barbers that's doing it now.
He reminds us of our very own Willie Morrow. Willie Morrow was the founder of California Curl, the picks with the fist, and he was a San Diego native. So we grew up with him as one of our role models, and he did the book about the black hair. I think it was 100 Years Without a Comb or something of that nature.
Yeah.
But we're listening to him, and he's reminding me of a young Willie Morrow because he had his own stuff after California Curl. He created some other perm stuff as well.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, my friend. Just listen to you talk and everything like that. You know, I feel a mentor spirit on you. So, who are you mentoring? Because you're not just a barber; you are a business person that have created product. So while you are sleeping, you have residual wealth coming in because your product is out there still working.
Right.
So you ask who do I mentor?
Yeah.
Well, I speak at a lot of different barber schools.
Okay.
So that's one thing I do as well. Like I don't I mean, if people ask me for stuff, I do help them out. But I go to like different not salon republics, Paul Mitchell's, like different Paul Mitchell's. I actually been out to Paul Mitchell, San Diego. I go to different Paul Mitchell's, different barber schools, like in the local area, and I'll speak to them. But anytime any barber reaches out to me, bro, like I'm always here and I always answer. You know, like I was talking to my father about that last night, and he was like, "Son, don't ever become so big that you can't respond to people."
That's right.
You know, you always respond to people when they ask for your help. And I was like, you know, you raised me a certain way. I respond now. Like, you know, I always respond. Because some people would say, you don't act like, I mean, to me, I don't believe in this term, but they say it. You don't act like a celebrity barber. Like, you actually speak to us at the events and take time to talk to. And I'm like, yo, bro, for real. I mean, celebrity barber, and these people sometimes don't even talk to people. Like, come on, bro. We're barbers, bro. We all the same.
Right.
We got different plights. Like, we all the same. So I just, you know, if somebody asks me, I help them out, bro. I help them out.
So check this out. Being in the entertainment business, I bring a lot of entertainers to our city, and every now and then I got to pick up the telephone and call one of my barber guys up and say, look, I got a guy here, need his hair cut. Can you come down now? Tell me the craziest call you ever got to come cut their hair, be it locally or did you have to travel somewhere? And I'm gonna use the Floyd Merriweather thing where he pay his chef, you know, something like $10,000 a meal or something like that. What's the craziest haircut deal you have ever done?
Sean Kingston, for sure. Sean Kingston called me. I mean, you know how these studio dudes are like, music dudes, they sleep, they work when we sleep.
That's right.
Like music dudes wake up at 12 p.m. or 2 p.m. and they don't go to sleep till about 9 a.m. or whatever. But anyway, it definitely Sean Kingston. One time, man, I got a text at 4:30 in the morning. Hey, bro, can you come cut me, man? I need you. I got to fly out of town. Man, he better be glad I asked. And I was like, bro, I said, it's 4:30 in the morning. You know what I usually charge you. You know what I usually charge you. So we're going to have to double that rate. And then, so I get up and he better be glad I had my clippers at home. For some reason, I guess God knew beforehand. I had my clippers at home and I didn't have to go to my shop and get my clippers. I forgot why I brought my clippers home. But anyway, I went 4:30, went and cut his hair. Well, he called me at 4:30, so I went over there. I go over there about 5:30. Then he rushed me, and then he wasn't ready. I ain't start cutting his hair till about 6:30. You know, because they in the studio, they doing, you know, all this stuff and everything, not on time. I'm like, bro, come on, man, you woke me up out of my sleep. So, but he paid me good, so I ain't even gonna complain. The money was worth it. But that was definitely the worst one at 4:30 in the morning, because celebrities think that you're supposed to just be there,
of course,
at all costs.
Of
like
course.
they act like you don't have a job. But I was like, yo, in order for you to get me out of this sleep, this is what it's gonna cost, and he was willing to pay. So, I'm telling you the story now, but it was good money.
Right. So, how did you transition into being a comedian? I know LA is a big hub for comedy, and a lot of people got their start there.
Yeah, I did it in college. Like, it was one of those things. I did it. I started like my junior year in college. My boy Chuck stayed with me in the summer. He was like, yo, you the funniest dude I know. And he was like, and I remember he said, yo, what you doing in 2 weeks? And I was like, I don't know nothing. He said, all right, you open up for Joe Claire. And I don't know if y'all remember Joe Claire.
Yep.
He was on Rap City then.
Yep.
Like, Joe was the man. And he was like, yo, you got 2 weeks. I'm like, what? I'm opening up for Joe Claire. I mean, this is my first show ever. And Joe is Joe. Like, Joe is known. And I'm nervous. I'm practicing. I remember I'm in the club and I go up to Joe. Didn't know Joe. Introduced, hey, man, I'm going to open that Garrick. And Joe was at the bar and Joe was high, whatever. And he looked at me. I said, yo, man, what advice you got for me? And he was like, all right. He said, yo, you play sports? You know about sports? I said, yeah, I play a little. So he said, all right, when you hit the hole hard. I mean, hit the hole hard. You hit the hole hard and you run through. Hit the hole hard. And I was like, yeah, okay, all right. I walked away. I was like, man, I don't know what the hell he just said.
What are you talking about? Right.
I said, what is he talking about? But now I know what he meant. He meant like if people laugh and you keep going. But at that time, I'm so nervous. I was like, man, I don't know what this dude's saying. And so that was my first show ever, and it was good. Like, they signed me that day. Like, they was like, yo, we repping you. And I think my second or third show, we was at Temple University, like in the black room. It was like the black student union room. We was at Temple University. Now that show didn't go as good right there. So hey, I needed Joe Claire at that show to tell me to hit the hole hard, because I hit that hole, but I ain't hit it hard.
Right.
And, so I did that show. And then I was doing it in college. And in 2002, I decided, like, about 2001, I decided to like take it serious. And then moved out to LA in 2002 and was doing it. And still do it, but since I got my product line, I don't do it as much. I was on the road with Tony Rock for 4 years. Like, that's my homie. I was on the road Tony Rock for 4 years. So I've traveled. This is what I say. I've traveled the United States doing comedy. But one thing I learned is that, and because I've been through the experience, that the road life isn't for me. And I'm glad that I had that experience. Like, for me, when I started doing this barber stuff and going to the barber events and the recognition that I got, and I'm the man, because when I'm with Tony, I'm the feature. But I was with my peers. Like, it was like a family reunion. And for me, that satisfied me more than being on the road with him. And it was like, and I had to take a look. And like I said, I still tell jokes, but I had to take a look, and I was like, and this was a hard decision. It was like, what do you really, really like?
Right.
Like, what do you like? Yeah, I like telling jokes, but I love the craft of barbering. Like, I've been doing it since 12, 13 years old, and still feel like I don't have a job.
Right.
My friends just pay me to converse with them. So this is what I love to do. And for me, it was like, yeah, you wanted to be the next Kevin Hart, but nah, I want to be the next Shea Moisture. Like, I see my future with the product line.
Right.
And if I want to entertain, yeah, I can entertain, but it's talking about family wealth, like putting that name out there and setting a legacy.
So let me ask you this question, and this is a sidebar. From the after the infamous slap, did you and Tony ever have a conversation about it?
Hell yeah. Oh, Tony said he went out looking for Will Smith that night. Hell yeah. Tony said, man, I went out looking for him that night. I said, man, if you would have found him, you would have got slapped too. It would have been 2 Rock slapped that night.
Right.
So, but Tony went looking for him that night. I took a person. I had Will Smith's book. Man, I gave it away, man. I gave that book away because I was so mad. And I met Will, been around Will. Will is by far the coolest celebrity, big time celebrity I met.
Right.
By far. And it was so disappointing when he smacked him. And I was really disappointed that he did. One, a comedian, and two, Tony Rock is my boy. But also to do that to another black man on that platform.
In that platform.
On television.
Yes.
Was, to me, that's what really pissed me off the most, because you wouldn't have done that to Adam Sandler. You wouldn't have done that to Ricky Gervais. You wouldn't have done that to any white comic.
Right.
So to do that to another black man, that minimizes us. And Will Smith is supposed to be the upper echelon.
Right.
Yeah.
So that makes all of us look bad. So, but back to the question, Tony Rock was pissed. But Tony was also conflicted because he worked on, Will Smith gave him his break because he was on Will Smith's show, All of Us.
Yeah.
So, like, that's how I met with, like, I would be around Will. So he was also, but you know, that blood is thicker than,
of course,
thicker than that. But he was pissed. He was mad. And he was upset too, because he felt like the joke didn't warrant that behavior. From a comedic standpoint, even though that's his brother, he was like, bro, that joke did not warrant that behavior.
Yeah. And the sad thing about it is that, you know, I still look at Will as being a person that's still in duress and that is going through some challenges. And it's coming out more and more and more, some of the things that he's actually going through. I think that, you know, when we see somebody come out of their character, you know, it's always about, you know, what's the backstory and things of that nature. And, you know, again, I'm a Chris Rock fan in the sense of, you know, just his creativity and everything like that. And even for me, it bothered me greatly. And it bothered me that people around did not step in. You know?
Yeah.
That was the craziest thing, is people didn't step in. When he walked on stage, did it, walked back to his stage, sit down and see, and didn't nobody.
I think they were surprised.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then some people didn't know if it was a skit or whatever. Yeah, but
I,
yeah,
I cut his brother's hair every now and then.
yeah,
Harry Smith. I cut Will's brother hair. Sometimes I want to. I don't. But sometimes I want to be like, hey man, what was what was going on with Will?
yeah,
But you know, I keep that. I stay out of that. But
yeah.
I do. Sometimes I do want to say, hey man, what the hell was your brother thinking?
Right.
You know, like I be wanting to get, because like you said, the barbershop is a black man's country club.
Yeah.
Because we share all our details, and the barber knows. Like I know sometimes when dude's gonna break up with their girl before their girl, like I know I'm like, hey, if you think you're lonely now, wait till tonight, girl. Like,
Right. All right, Bobby Womack.
We
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
planning
Right.
session. We already know the plan.
Right. Now, what
Yeah, like,
university
I
did you
know
go
all that.
to?
And sometimes I want to ask Harry, like, yo man, what you think about Jada? You know, but I keep that away from him.
Now, where'd you go to college?
I went to Morgan State University, HBCU.
Of course, I'm HBCU too.
Now, did you
Oh, where'd
pledge?
you go?
University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Okay, all right, yeah, let's go, let's get it.
Now, did you pledge?
No, I didn't. I do have a tattoo with a bulldog on it. If I would have pledged Q, they would have really beat me. They would have beat me, especially with that tattoo. When I was in college, I thought I was cool. Like we had our Maryland, like our little, it's called a DMV now. We had our DMV crew. So I was like, man, forget that. But looking back at it, I kind of wish I would have pledged. My uncle was a Q. So if I would have done something, I would have done.
I thought Alpha, because they're diverse.
They were cool, but on our campus, they were cool. I mean, don't forget this is campus. They were kind of nerds on our campus, but the Qs was the one that got the Qs and the Kappas got all the play.
Right.
On our campus.
Right. That's pretty much always.
See,
But Alphas was cool though.
yeah, in
I used to cut some of
California,
their hair too. So.
yeah, in California at Berkeley, the Alphas ran the yard.
At San Diego
Yeah.
State too.
Yeah.
San Diego State
the-
too.
That's the crazy thing. So it's different everywhere you go.
In the regions.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Morgan State. There's a young man who played basketball and football at San Diego High.
Yeah.
That goes there at Morgan State, and for Morgan State, people want to send our love and condolences to the tragedy shooting
Shooting,
about a month ago too as well.
Yeah.
Well, man, we're excited about
Yes.
what God is doing and your opportunities. Tell people how they can tap into you, how they can follow your comedy,
Okay.
and how they can get your product.
His comedy, time out. His comedy, he showed you like different foreign barbers where they're painting people's
Oh yeah.
lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I watch your stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. So all right. So you can see a lot of the funny videos. They are all the platforms, but YouTube. If you go to YouTube, put in my name, Garrick Dixon, Garrick Dixon. If you put in Garrick, I'm gonna come up first. Garrick is the most popular name on YouTube.
That's right.
So I got that. So you put in Garrick Dixon on YouTube, on Instagram, the Garrick Dixon, Facebook, Garrick Dixon, TikTok, Garrick Dixon. So if you go on any of those platforms, you can see my video. If you're interested in the product, like I said, Dixon's 1737 Dixons 1737.com. You can go there and get the product on Amazon, Walmart, but I would prefer you go to Dixon1737.com.
Yes.
And I'm on all the social media platforms and new to Walmart. So it go to Walmart and get it too, because I just got in there. I actually had last week, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks now, I got a pitch meeting. I had a pitch meeting with Walmart. I went down to the corporate office in Bentonville, Arkansas, and they were interested in my product. So I had a pitch meeting there, pitched 3 different rooms, and I didn't get in the store, but I'm on the website. I didn't get the gold ticket, but I got the silver ticket, and that's how we're going to start off. The gold ticket is coming soon, but to be out of 15,000, they chose 1,000 to pitch. Out of the 1,000, they chose 400 to pitch in person.
Wow.
And for me to be one of those 400,
Yeah.
a single man business, being in business for 4 years by myself, to be chosen was a hell of a thing. And out of 400, it was about 10% of us, 40 other black people there.
Wow.
So to be chosen for that was a phenomenal thing within itself. So I'm proud of that. So I'm encouraging people to go to Walmart too, just to see the value of the black dollar. But it's up to you which platform you want to go to. You're going to get the order anyway.
It's a good product too, because I endorse it. I just ordered 2 of those, and y'all know me. I don't like everybody.
Yes, yes, yes.
I saw your order. You did just order too. I
Yeah.
saw the order.
And I just want to let you know I'm proud of you, sir, because when I pitched to Walmart my free jars chitlins, I didn't even
Oh God.
get called in for the 1,000.
Right, right, right.
They just looked at me. I'm like, say, look, instant chitlins, just add water.
Yeah,
You know.
he's gonna get some of your product because I'm gonna stay on him. I'm gonna stay
Okay.
on him till we get it.
First
But
of
this
all,
station, he is the founder of the record company and this radio station that's heard in over 49 countries. So he can identify with the dream and the vision.
Proud of you too, bro.
Yes,
Man, that's big.
and I thought it was important that we had you on this show because we're more than just singers. We're more than just musicians. We are everywhere, and I
Yeah.
think it's important to show the world.
Hey, let me say one thing because I actually posted this last night, and for the men watching this, man, it's important to be in your kids' life and be a father to your kids, because I was talking to my dad last night, and I'm in my 40s. I'm in my later 40s, and when I talk to him, I shut up and listen, and I still listen to his advice, and it's still very important to me. No matter how old I am and what I do, I'm still his kid, and I still listen. So I tell the dads out there, man, be in your kid's life, man, because even with him believing in me and telling me this stuff, like I feel like I can conquer the world, and I think that that's important. That we have to be there, and no matter how old your kids are, they're always your kids, and they'll always look at you like the adult.
That's
And
right.
so when he co-signs what I'm doing, it really makes me feel good. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing something good, and it makes me want to go further because of his belief in me. So definitely be there for your kids, brothers.
That's right.
Well, with that being said, you have heard from the celebrity barber, entrepreneur, and product extraordinaire.
Yes.
This hit the Walmart, Amazon, and his own site. You know, you get there, get a package, get the celebrity cut, get the full treatment, get the facial. You can get it all, and just say, look, I'm one of your friends from God Radio,
Yes.
and you might even get even better prices. But this
Oh,
is
yeah,
none
yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
Yeah, if you tell me, yeah, I work a little something, I work something out.
There you go. There you go. This is the incomparable Garrett Dixon right
Yes.
here on God Radio 1.
.com.